Hi, and welcome to Tranquil Talks with Chris. This is your space where you can come to slow down and catch your breath from the noise and the chaos of work and of life, and a space where I truly hope that you will always feel supported to take just one small step forward in how you communicate with greater clarity and greater care for yourself. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. So, over the past several weeks, I've been creating a resource called the Communication Blueprint. And earlier this week, I had the privilege and the joy of sharing it out over my Substack and my LinkedIn. And then as I turned toward prepping for podcasting this week, I had initially every intention of getting back in the zone of creating two episodes each week, one for my fellow introverts and one dedicated toward leaders and their teams. And if you'll bear with me, I made a decision because I had an aha or oh wow realization. If you'll bear with me, I've decided to do one episode only next week, and I said this last week for this week. However, for next week, truly, I will get back into that cadence of two separate but connected episodes for all of us going forward. For today, I realized that if I wanted to come on the mic, behind the mic, to speak about the communication blueprint and really share why I created this as a gift for everyone to use freely, I realized, of course, it's meant for all of us, not meant for one audience at a time. So that was the reason behind my decision. I know I'm going to state the obvious, but communication is something that we create together. We nurture it together by understanding ourselves and then working to understand each other. And I can say for myself as an introvert, I have spent much of my life, and I'm 55. I've spent most of these years, almost all of these years, becoming deeply aware of how I communicate, what energizes me, on the flip side, what drains me, what helps me do my best thinking, connecting, things like that. And I know that for all of my fellow introverts, you have very likely done the same. For us, the challenge often isn't self-awareness. It's more so helping the people around us understand what we already know about ourselves, in regards certainly to communication and to our energy needs. And along my life, at the same time, I've spent more than 30 years working alongside leaders and their teams. And through my corporate HR career, now as a solo business owner, I've always seen consistently that leaders spend so much of their time thinking about everyone else, supporting their teams, leading the navigation of change and making decisions, solving problems or co-solving problems, keeping everyone and everything moving. And that's what they're always doing. And what they rarely do as a leader is give themselves permission to step back and reflect on their own communication and energy sustainability, what they need, what their patterns look like. That matters tremendously. And those two facets, my own experiences as an introvert over my life, those that I know of through supporting fellow introverts, and certainly through my work in supporting leaders and their teams, all of this together is why I created the Communication Blueprint. This isn't meant to be another assessment that someone has to do. It's not meant to be a laborious wasted effort. It's not a personality test. This has been lovingly designed and created as a reflection guide for you. Whether you're an introvert, whether you are a leader, whether you're an introverted leader, a team member, a family member, a friend, a partner. This is an invitation for you, dear listener, to pause, to reflect, to take the time that you deserve to carve out for yourself, to better understand yourself, and then to be supported in creating language for yourself that you can then use with others, because that will create shared language with the people that are around you, that are around us. Because ultimately, I truly believe this is what will help us build healthier communication together. I've been describing the communication blueprint. Quite frankly, I've been describing my business, which is all about helping people design healthier communication. I've been describing it through three simple words, actually three simple phrases, rather. Create it, share it, live it. So it's create your blueprint. Take time to reflect and better understand yourself. And then when you're ready, and only when you feel ready, I invite you to share it with the people who matter most in your life and in your work. Because understanding ourselves is valuable without doubt. Shared understanding is what truly helps strengthen relationships, and it builds trust. It creates belonging. And when we create our blueprint, when we share our blueprint, share that understanding, living our blueprint becomes so much easier. Communication has the power to shape how we experience our relationships, our work, our families, our teams, ourselves. And that's why, dear listener, this work matters so deeply to me. And it's why I'm delighted to have created this resource, this reflection guide, this blueprint, as a gift for you. As I said at the beginning of this episode, or I think I said it at the beginning of this episode, this blueprint is yours to use freely. There are no strings attached. And if anything, when you go through the blueprint, if you so choose to do so, there'll be an invitation at the end after you've worked to create your blueprint. If you wanted to think through or talk anything through that's come up for you, you'll be warmly invited into a 30-minute complimentary blueprint conversation with me. And I promise you that is not a sales conversation in disguise. It is just genuinely paying forward support for those that have taken the time to invest in themselves and in creating their blueprints. So this is a gift to you. I hope it serves you well. I hope that you'll feel encouraged to share it with others. And I'd love to hear what surfaced for you, how it went. I'd love to hear more of your story. So again, you'll find the link to that, to the communication blueprint in today's episode description. And I want to thank you so much for spending these 9-10 minutes with me today. Until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, understanding begins with us, but it grows when we share it with one another. Take good care of yourself. I hope you have a wonderful and restful weekend ahead. I can't wait to connect again with you next week. And always know that here at Tranquil Talks with Chris, you are always welcome here, and you belong. Cheers.